Put the Canadian accent on.
And we'll send it to that stupid coach. And,
Yeah, I'll turn it into an import. Like, I have some more money on my contract next year. Import now. I'm worth more.
Okay guys, we're here with Ben Bowns, netminder for the Cardiff Devils. Just going to ask a few little questions for him. So Ben, we're going to start with some sort of more fun, quick fire round, and then we'll move on to sort of...
Not really quick fire, but...
Yeah, you know. How old were you the first time you skated?
About 6. I started as a player, and then a few months later I always wanted to be a goalie, but my mum and dad didn't want to spend all that money on kit in case it was just a phase. So and then I spent more time in the net than the goalies did. So they're like, oh well, we'll buy him some kit, and obviously it took me to now.
What's your earliest ice hockey memory?
Going to watch the first ever game, that were Steelers against Devils, actually back at Sheffield Arena, and I can remember sitting just below the White House, as they like to call it over there. So it's sat there, and I can remember watching the Devils warming up and thinking, oh, do they just like, is it how many goals you can score in your own net or what? And then obviously I didn't realise that was warm up. So, but no, that's my first one. Because just remember looking down that ice. So that's why it's pretty cool when we do play back in Sheffield, and then obviously winning my first championship and then the first league title in Sheffield was pretty cool. So you can remember what it was like to watch those games as a kid.
Yeah. I can imagine, yeah.
What's been your best moment as a Devil?
Winning the league this year, definitely. I mean, last year it were a big thing. It's 20 years since we won a league title. Obviously that first championship with the Challenge Cup back in my first year, that were my first pro championship, so that's pretty special as well. But you know, last year we kind of a bit for fans. Obviously it's 20 years. It was just kind of glad to get out. But this year it's just solely for players. This year, I mean, that group of guys. I know it sounds a bit horrible, but it is like the league's so good this year, and we took a lot of stick at the start of the season through a phase when we weren't actually that bad. We lost 3 games in a row, and like it went into meltdown. I think there's been kind of like a negative vibe around its fan base this year, which is it's unusual. It's the first time I've experienced it here, and it's hard to understand. But I think that's why it's so good that we've won like we have. I mean, it would have been nice to lift that Challenge Cup as well, but you know, it's a one-off game, and something happens. I mean, you don't play your best game, it costs you, and no, but to win the league like we did this year. And when it's as good as what it is now, it's been pretty awesome. So yeah, that Hoff's goal, I can remember it going down, and actually I didn't realise till the next day that I got an assist on it. So I want that assist on the championship winning goal. I want it. So it's, my goalie coach texted me saying, "Oh, I hope you got your assist." I'm like, "What assist?" And then when I watch it back, I'm like, "Oh yeah, kind of want that." But no, that was a pretty awesome moment, that goal.
What was going through your head when the goal went in? Was it just?
I just went a bit crazy, and I thought, oh no, I've got 20 seconds to go here, and I know they got another couple of shots as well. So I was thinking, and then they got that face off. I think I made a save with a second left, and just thinking, they put an extra second or 2 back on clock as well. I was thinking, oh, don't mess up here, Ben. Just keep it out.
Long. So watching it felt like forever, but playing it, I can't imagine how it felt.
It's just we won that face. Well, it was a bit of a scrappy face up. We won it, and then got it out. And I can remember just. That were it. Then it was just
I was in there.
Went crazy.
Oh, it was crazy. We were at Kia, and I went mad. I just can't imagine what it was on the ice. But
it's hard to explain what you feel like. It's just because you don't really. Well, you can't explain what it feels like.
You can't process it at the time.
It's just. I mean, to win it and then to make. Like I said, with this group of guys, I mean, that dressing room, you're always, like the last few years, we've always had an amazing dressing room here, but there's maybe been 1 or 2 guys where you're like, I mean, that's not an horrible thing, it's just different person, and not everyone always does get on, but this year there's not one person who you're like you kind of, it's a bit weird, that guy, but, you know, but no, like this year, we got an unreal group of players and the talent in there, to be able to win it, I mean, and like I said, the fashion that we did, like the drama with that late goal, and then to win it by as much as we did, it's just absolutely awesome.
What is sort of a funny story you've had from the Devils, which we perhaps don't know about in the change rooms? So keep it clean.
I don't know actually. There's there's probably loads, but like not that I can reel off the top of my head. Anyway, it's.
Are there any from when you won the championship in Belfast? Any sort of things that happened that night?
The videos that.
Well, that was just like one big blur. I mean, it's not the fact that I can still remember everything that went off. I mean, I'm not a big drinker anyway, but I mean, I drink more than usual, but I can still remember everything. But it's it's the dressing room. Even when it's like when you're sober or whatever, there it's. Everything's just going off, everyone's having fun, like songs are playing, guys are singing, especially Benz, he loves singing to Mr. Brightside, he loves singing that, so I can remember him singing, and that were pretty, like just everything just blurs into one big thing, so I'm not kind of show. I'll probably think of some after this interview.
Yeah.
Right now, off the top of my head, there's been a lot of funny moments. Like there's a funny moment every day, but big things. I can't really pick one right off the top of my head.
That's okay. Who's your roommate on away trips?
Murdy.
Always Murdy?
Yeah, my first 2 years it were Batchy.
Okay.
And then I got stuck with Murdy for the last 2 years. So
stuck with it.
Yeah, so I can't really complain.
How scary is Lauder when he's angry?
It's I won't say it's scary. He likes his moment. He likes to have his little moments. I mean, I'm in net, so I get to kind of stay away from it all. I think I've only been on the receiving end of it like once or twice, and even that's not being too bad for me. But I know when he's angry, sometimes I can it kind of does stuff that you just have to kind of you laugh at inside, but you can't laugh on outside. No. So make him. I can remember they'll probably not like me for telling you this, but the second year I was here, we weren't getting enough traffic at net, and we did a drill, and I think it were Kirker and Marty's line at the time. They didn't get any traffic in front of me. I just made a little save, and Lauder kind of lost his mind a little bit on ice. But as he went to smash his stick on boards, he stood on a puck and just stacked it. And then when he got up, his helmet like over his eyes, and tried throwing his stick, and it's broken. So I mean, that's probably a funny memory actually for me. It were even at the time I was sitting in my net chuckling to myself. So it were.
What's your favourite away rink to go to and play in?
Oh, it's a tough one. You know, Nottingham's good because everyone's right on top of it. It's always red hot. That's the worst thing about Nottingham. That playoff final last year, it must have been like mid to high 20s on ice. It was crazy. It weren't the length of the game. So it went double OT. It was just the heat on the ice. It's crazy. It'd be nice if they got some aircon in there. But
it's not like it's ice or anything.
I like playing in 5 because it's got a bit of character. You can always smell like the chips and gravy or all the food that they do up there. You can always smell that in my net for first and third periods. Belfast, nice big arena. Bread, nice and clean. Warm-ups really dark because they never turn the lights on properly. But for the game, it's nice and bright. But then I think my favourite is Sheffield.
Yeah.
Just because obviously you grew up watching the team there and till a certain age, and then it's a chance for all my family to go and watch. Exactly, so it's like I said, when we won the Challenge Cup 4 years ago, I think I had like 12, 13 family members there. So I mean that's pretty special in front of your family. And then the league title last year, there were my mum, my dad, my grandma, Jade's parents. Jade had travelled back from Cardiff as well on the fan bus, and I had my cousins there as well, and his partner. So it's pretty cool going there and getting to play in front of your family. And every so often I'll get back on the bus and there'll be a message from one of my friends I used to go to school with who's been to watch a Steelers game or something like that. So that's pretty cool as well. So that's probably why Sheffield's my favourite.
I was going to say,
You've been here a while now. Have you picked up on any Welsh?
Well, we tried doing the Welsh national anthem a few weeks ago, and that didn't work very well. I can remember, I don't know how you pronounce it exactly in Welsh, but Araf. Because you see that because you see that on the roads all the time, and Cymru. That's about it. So, although I did always pronounce it Cymru, so I've only just learned this year that it's Cymru. So.
Nice. When you're away from the wing, what is your favourite TV show to binge watch?
I don't know. We tend to watch more Netflix kind of thing. We go through phases. I mean. When it first came out, Jade were fascinated with that Making a Murderer and stuff like that, and it's all the little kind of series every so often. Most recent one that's been going around the dressing room is Plebs. Don't you ever watch that? Strax and Murdy are big on that, and Strax looks like the water boy in it, and Murdy looks like Gumio, the little slave. So we call him Gumio now. So Plebs is quite a funny one. It's an older one, but it's 3 series, and I think the 4th one's coming out. So I know if you guys are excited about seeing that.
Have a look.
What's your favourite film?
Oh God.
Too many.
Yeah. I don't know if I have an out-and-out favourite. I'm pretty boring with films. Never get a chance to go and see many, but I always kind of like the Avengers stuff. I used to really like the I Am Legend one, but the dog that you had looked identical to mine, so when he killed it, I kind of got a bit upset. But I kind of like that kind of stuff, a bit more far-fetched but futuristic. There's an easy watch, but you can get into it. I do enjoy it.
Nice. Last sort of quick fire question, not quick, but have you ever had a fight while playing?
I've had one.
One?
Yeah, we had Andre Payet as a coach then, so I got a fight bonus for it as well, which was pretty cool. But that was back in the Steel Dogs, and we were actually against one of my best friends at the time, a guy called Alex Metton, who plays for Bracknell now. And I can remember we had a bit of a rivalry with Milton Keynes then, and I think we were winning 4-1 or something. We'd won it anyway. There were about 13 seconds left, and we were a bit of a bit of a, not a goon team, we were a bit of a gritty team. We had little players that just were chippy, and because we had Pies on this team, everyone were kind of tougher than what they are. And I can remember one of our players taking out Metz from behind, just a bit cheeky and giving him a little slash as he went by. So I can remember Metz tripped his stick at that guy, and I was thinking, oh my God, I'm going to have to do something here. And as I looked up, Metz had already left his net. And I think I must have got a bit too excited. And I can remember being at the other end of ice like that. I've never skipped so quick in my life. And yeah, there were maybe 3 punches, and then I managed to get him down. So I can't lose to someone who's off the side. It's luckily I got him down. That's my only fight so far. So I've had a few little.
Still quite impressive
things.
for a goalie.
Yeah, I had a few little scuffles and that, but it's
Belfast last year, wasn't it?
There were Belfast one. Yeah,
I was quite entertained to watch.
Yeah, I can remember Vandermeer shot a puck right after the whistle. A few seconds while it hit Richie, and it hurt him. And obviously Richie's one of the best teammates you could have. So I kind of didn't lose my head, but I kind of asked him what he was doing, and he just clocked me right in the face. And I thought, that's a pretty odd punch. And then it just went crazy, and their backup Dicko came on, and I remember just thinking, I'm not going to do anything with a backup. So, with all due respect to Dicko, it's but I thought if it's a start, you don't mind as much, but I don't want to take a ban and put the team in a bad position. Although luckily we got Mad Dog backing up, so it won't really matter too much if I did get kicked out or get injured like you've seen these last 2 years. So it's that was more of a funny thing than anything else.
Yeah, I remember we were watching it, and you watched the replays, and Bordy dropped his gloves and was running skating around trying to find someone to go with, and nobody wanted to go with.
I would just say we're a bit of a nothing thing, really. Though I'd just say we're more of a scuffle end of the game. Yeah. No one wants to take any bans, and you're all tied from the game anyway. So.
Okay, so moving on to some Elite League questions now. Now you're now back-to-back Elite League winning netminder. How proud does that make you feel personally?
Again, it's hard to explain it. It's awesome, really. I mean, back-to-back, it's my aim were always to be a starter and win it someday, but obviously to win it, I've always, with Devils being the first team I've ever watched, it's always been I've always had a soft spot for him, and obviously to get you to sign here, and then I can remember being on holiday and my mum explaining Todd Kelman took over the Devils, and I think, oh no, I might have lost my job. And back then we didn't get the free internet over there, and we'd actually gone to the beach that day, so without my phone I was panicking, I couldn't settle. And when we got back, Franny had sent me a message 5 hours before that, even saying, don't worry, your job's safe, we're keeping you here. And obviously to go from that, win that Challenge Cup that year, and then to lose out on the league the second year, again, like I said, won it last year and just get that out of the way, but then to do it this year, and with other leaguers this year, it's crazy. And I mean, to do it in the way that we've done it, put that run together, I mean, I think it were with 13 in a row that we won, and I think it were in 18 at that time. I don't think we'd maybe lost one in regulation. Might not even been one in regulation.
Because we lost to Belfast here on Pride Night, and then after that there was a really long.
Yeah, but even the Pride Night was in shootout, I think, as well. So like I said, we didn't really drop many points at all, and that run, I think that's what did it. And then double-header in Belfast, that was a big weekend again, just like last year. But no. To do it back to back, it's pretty awesome.
Has the league been tougher this year than last year?
A lot tougher, yeah. I think obviously see Manchester in their conference. I mean, they got a good team anyway, but I mean they had a couple of strugglers until Coventry found the feet. And obviously what happens then is, I don't think like when we were in Hull, we'd get momentum against a team like Edinburgh, and that one we beat them, especially my second year there. The first year we weren't too great. But my second year we'd get momentum, and then you come and play these top teams and you'd be full of confidence, whereas the league before, when everyone just played each other the same amount of times, you're constantly getting beat by the top teams or whatever. And Manchester, I mean, they're a great team this year, but then obviously when they got that, they got the confidence from beating those teams in that conference, they come up and they start beating teams in our conference, and then obviously Fife did it as well. They were just running away with their conference. Braid had a bit of an off year, and so we're being chased by Fife and Manchester, as well as Belfast, Nottingham and Sheffield. And people have said Nottingham and Sheffield have had bad years, but they're right up there. I mean,
third and fourth,
Sheffield are third, Nottingham are fourth, and I mean Nottingham, we all know how good they are. They had their amazing run they did at CHL, and right at the start of the year they were flying until they got knocked out of that, and then they went on a bad patch right when we hit our stride. So I mean, it's rather than just competing with one or maybe two teams, you've been competing with 6 this year, 5 or 6 this year, and it's. But then even down, I know Edinburgh had a bad year this year, but apart from that, every team you know that you got to turn up. It's not like we say it every year. There's no givens now, but this year's it's just been a different level.
Yeah.
You finished the season with some really, really good stats, including most wins of all the netminds in the league. How do you think your game's developed this year as opposed to last year?
This year I've been a lot more patient on stuff. I think Dan Brabham told me after the last game that I equalled my save percentage from last year, which to do that in this year, like, it would be nice to beat it year on year, but with how much the league's improved, to be able to match that. And the thing is, like, it's the same in any league with shot counts and that. There's a lot of variation, and it's not always bang on. And I think goals against average is more of a team thing. There's some games where you come off and you think, I've not had that many shots there. Like in Belfast always give high shot counts, 5 for the same sometimes. Here at the start of the season a bit lower, now they're a bit higher, and it's like back and forth, and it's hard because the goal judges, they do it for free, like, you can't blame them. I mean, and I think the thing for me as well, I'm such a big goalie, you can't see anything in front of me, so it's like, to be where I were, especially after that 5 game when we conceded 8, I went right back down. I was flying right at the start. My stats went way down after that game, and to pull it back up, it's been pretty awesome. But I think that's like a testament to the team in front of me and my D-car in front in front as well. And but the big thing for me is the wins. It used to be about stats when I used to be at Hull, because I wanted to really go, like, I want to jump to a better team. But now it's you learn once you get to this level, and with the pressure, it's all about wins. And I mean, if you don't get the most wins, you don't win league.
Exactly.
So I mean, I think last year I missed out on the wins by 1 or 2, but I had the injury at the end of the season, which obviously cost me. But I think as a whole, the team got most wins there as well by quite a lot. So yeah, that win column's pretty good, and I think we've done it by quite a lot this year. So
the Devils as a team conceded the least amount, or second least amount of goals this year. What's it like having the defence you have in front of you?
It's awesome for me. I mean, sometimes you'll look up and, like, a D-man's gone on. I mean, we're so offensive this year. D-man will pinch in, and there'll be odd man rushes and that. And I don't think we give up too many shots, but sometimes we give up a few too many chances when we're not quite switched on. And that's just because the league's so much better this year.
Exactly.
So it is hard in that respect. But then because you're not into a game as much as, say, you're having 40, 50 shots, you're just constantly in it. So you get these chances against, and you can just flow into everything, whereas you test your concentration a lot more when you're only having 25 shots a game. To be fair, I'll make a save, and 90% of the time, 95% of the time, they'll clear it up for me. And if I don't freeze it, I'll get it off to the corners, the rebound's gone, and the defence are that good, I don't have to panic. Like, I know there'll be the odd time when they'll turn it over, but that happens. Everyone makes mistakes. It's a game of mistakes, and no, the D and the team as a whole in front of me are brilliant.
Tyson Strachan came in early on in October time. What kind of influence has he had on the defence and your game?
I think he's had a really calming effect. I mean, we had Richie would probably our main stay-at-home D-man. Lou got injured, and I think when Tyson come in, it kind of brought more balance to the defensive core. Maybe we were a bit too offensive, and we're maybe giving a few too many odd mans up, and not maybe we weren't quite battling hard enough in front of our own net sometimes. And it's just you go through phases like that. I mean, we still have games where we don't battle hard enough, and then we go through games where we absolutely let nothing through. So, but no, I think Strauss coming in, he had that calming effect, but then he balanced everything out as well. And it's been massive since he's come in. He's a great guy as well. You see sometimes NHLers come in, and I mean, he played a lot of games in NHL. It's not like he only played 2 or 3. Played a lot of games, and they come into this league and think, oh, it's a British league, I'll just be able to coast. But he comes in and bought into everything, and that's exactly what you want to see from a guy like that. And I think it kind of then breeds throughout the team, that kind of attitude and that kind of calmness. And yeah, Strax has been unreal.
Heading now into the playoffs, how do you think you guys will do, and are there any other teams you're keeping an eye out for?
Oh, Coventry, obviously. Yeah. We're playing them. I mean, Coventry, another great team in my eyes. They've got a great goalie in Nastiuk, and you know that it's a 2-game series. It's not a marathon-like league. So you're those 2 games. I mean, I have an off game, or it just has to be one off game because it's an aggregate score. I mean, we're not big fans of the aggregate, but that's British. That's how it is in Britain. You have to you deal with it. But that's the pressure that you got to deal with, and it's we know that we're going into this. It's a smaller ice pad. We know that they're a gritty team, but they've got tons of skill, tons of firepower on that team. Like I said, great goaltending, so we know that's going to be tough. And we've not got Zion anyone else. We've got it on Coventry right now, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully, we can progress, and we're confident we can. But I'm sure they'll be confident they can.
Exactly.
So I think it's going to be a great series, and hopefully we'll get some fans going to Coventry for us. And I know they got a lot coming here, and then hopefully we'll get a bit of atmosphere back in this building on Sunday. And
then after the playoffs, you got summer off. What are your plans for the off season?
Well, the first 3 weeks will be GB. Yeah. We got 2-week camp in Coventry, and then we're off to Hungary for the Division 1 A's. So I'm looking forward to that now that we're back in that group. I played maybe 10 minutes back when I was about 21 in that group, I think it were, and we got relegated that year. So then I've had 3 years kind of trying to get back up to it. Is it 3 or is it 4? No, 4 years. Because we've been building since. We come so close 2 years in a row, got silver. Just missed out, like conceding in the last minute that year in Croatia, which were pretty heartbreaking. And then to win it in Belfast last year were awesome. And GB's a different thing to the Devils. It's like a big family kind of thing.
Yeah.
And everyone's British. You play against each other every week in, week out. But once everyone comes together, everyone just you just love each other. You get on with it, and obviously you're doing it for your country, so it's always pretty special. So to finally get to play in that division against those kind of teams, and I can't wait for that one.
I was just finished with GB. How did it feel to win on home ice?
Oh, well, yeah, pretty awesome. Like I just touched on,
Yeah.
It's cool. I don't think we'll ever get another championship in Britain again. We might do, we might not do, but maybe not in my career. We don't get it too often. I think we get juniors more often than not now, but I don't think that maybe we'll do another seniors. And I mean, can they really top that one with us winning it? But no, that were just winning with your country anyways.
Yeah.
It's really special, but to do it in Belfast in front of a lot of British fans, it's again, it made it special. And then with my parents being there as well, and a lot of the guys had their family there as well. That makes it even better for you.
So going on to CHL, last year was our first experience in it. How was it for you?
Frustrating. I mean, I think we went into a bit naive to start with. We were kind of like, we knew we had such a good team, and we thought, you know what, we're going to just go at it. And then you kind of get to Davos, it's at altitude. I think we maybe learned as a lesson we should maybe go a day earlier than what we did so that we can get acclimatised if we ever play in Davos again. And I think the altitude got to us pretty in that game, to be fair. We took the penalty right at the start, 5-on-3. They scored 2 goals on that. I mean, second one we were a lucky one, but the first one was just a bullet. But you straight away, you're behind 2-0. And then you're fighting it. And the second period we kind of collapsed a little bit. I had a nightmare in the second period. And after that we went to Liberec and we started absolutely great, but then we started maybe sitting back a bit too much or opening up, or we left the middle too open, and those kind of teams just exploded.
Exactly.
And it was just chance after chance, and we kept them at bay for maybe half a game, and then once they scored the first, they scored the second, and then I think we kind of tightened up a little bit. They snuck that third in, and then we tightened up again. But no, to then come back and beat Davos like we did, and beat Vaclav, which I mean everyone talks about as beating Davos, but Vaclav were a better team than Davos at the end of the day, and to win Vaclav is just, that were unbelievable. And the fashion, I know they said that they didn't play the full team, but at the end of the day, they still had some great players in that team. You know what I mean? And, to win it 5-1 it was crazy. Like I thought we could beat them, but I didn't think we'd beat them 5-1 like that in the convincing fashion that we did.
Because they're a finalist team as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, even when we went into Vaclav, we knew obviously they got some bad press out of that, as far as I'm aware, just like the other teams did when they lose to British teams. And they scored 2 quick goals. The second one, again, I probably should have had that. So you think, I have that. It's a 2-2 game, but I mean, we only lost 3-2, and they did bring back some of their big players. Would have been nice to play against Victor Fast, because I've admired him. I used to love watching him when he was in EIHL, and it was cool. I mean, you played against some top players that you watch on TV, and I've watched growing up a couple of them, and it's just the experience of playing in Europe and play against those different style teams. And I actually love that type of hockey, and it really helped me adapt my game, because I used to be a bit more reactive, and that Davos game, when I got lit up a little bit, it were kind of opened my eyes, and we talked to my goalie coach, and he's like, well, just tighten up, close your gaps and push into your shots a bit more. And we went from there and managed to bring it back into my game here, and I think it's helped me and helped the team as well. Was it different?
It's a different style of hockey in Europe compared to the Elite League. Was that a shock to the system?
Not really, because obviously you watched it, you knew what were coming. You knew that Euro hockey is not quite as scrappy as what it is in the Elite League. The Elite League's not scrappy, but it's more physical. There's a lot more board play. It's not quite as fluid.
It's more North American.
It's a lot more North American. That's the easiest way to put it for people to understand. But basically, the CHL is very much tape to tape, bang, bang, bang. They'll work it. They'll not just put it on net. They'll try and make an opportunity. Guys are cutting across rather than just doing a static screen or battling in front of you. They'll do running screens on the goalies and try and. There's lots of different redirections, whatever. And it's fun to play in, because for me, I'm always moving, and like I love to be in games where I'm always moving. Whereas the Elite League's more get across my net, and I'll be stood there waiting like on one side for a shot to come in. Then I've got to sit and be patient for a rebound, because there's a battle going on in front. Whereas The CHL is like bang, 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 I'm moving, make a save, hopefully deal with it. If not, the rebound, more than likely, if it don't get banged straight away, it's like shifted back across me, so then I'm flying back across my net, and it's crazy, but it's fun to play in.
Yeah, so a lot of fans travelled out for the CHL games. Was that a big help for the team, like atmosphere-wise and confidence?
It's always, like, whenever you get fans on the road, it's always awesome. Like, whenever we get as biggest fan bases in the Elite League, even, when we go away and get the big crowds away, that's when we always play his best away games. But no, I think it was pretty special for fans to be able to go out there and, I mean, to go to a rink like Davos, and then
we went to Davos,
in like an awesome rink in Liberec and Vacua. That's one of my favourite ever arenas in Vacua. I love that, and yeah, I think it was pretty special for fans, and obviously having them go there, it's always a boost for us.
Yeah. So who do you want to play next season? Well, in the CHL. Who would you like to?
Well, yeah, I got to hope that I'm back first. But I mean, we'll see what happens with that. But I mean, wherever I am, if I end up going to a team that's in CHL, I'd like to play another Swedish team or a Finnish team. Even Switzerland's an awesome country. They're German. I mean, I'd love to play in Germany at some point. So I'd always say I'd like to play in Sweden. So to play Vacua this year were really good for me. So I'd love to again get a Swedish team. But another country I've said I'd like to go to is Germany. So if we got a DL team, that'd be pretty awesome as well. But I mean, we'll see. Every team in there is good, so it's always going to be fun. It's a different experience. You go to these different arenas, and because of the group that we get picked in, because I presume it'll be the same as last year, you know that you're going to get 3 top quality teams to play against, and you're always going to be against it just to make it through. But I mean, if I'm back, and I'm sure that no matter whether I'm back or not, the Devils they'll do well in that competition next year.
So if you are back, are you excited to play in the CHL?
I'll always be excited to play in CHL. Yeah, it's that's one of the reasons why I'd like to be back to playing that CHL. It's it'd be pretty sad, obviously, winning that league, getting back to CHL, and then not being back here to play in it. So it'd be disappointing to not play in it, but obviously that's a reason why you do want to come back and you want to play in that, because it really is an awesome tournament, and I think it kind of gets a bit of skepticism from fans that aren't in it, but I think if their team was in it, then they'd realise just how good it is.
So one final question: the Devils and the Panthers got through to CHL. The British League is kind of overlooked by others. Do you think this has helped improve the outlook on British ice hockey? Yeah,
definitely. I still think when the team's definitely in our group, when they lost, they tried to play it down, but I know that the teams I can't remember which game it was, Panthers, it might have been when they qualified, they played the Finnish team, I think it might have been. Did they beat I think they might have, the Finnish team they had in their group, I think that they beat them in Nottingham, and their coach said, I can remember watching it, and he was saying, like, this is hockey, it's awesome with the fans, and I think that maybe opened his eyes, and I think that were a great interview is when we beat the teams in our group. I know that they were pretty prestigious teams, but I think they played it down, and they kind of didn't want to accept that they're being beat by British teams. But at the end of the day, the British League's good now, and there's no denying that. It's a great league, and any team right from top to bottom is a good team, but the top teams in this league, you come out, we're not going to go toe to toe with the big teams, but if we set up the right game plan, just like we did, like Nottingham did, we're gonna take some scalps, we're gonna win games, and I think going forward the league's just going to get better and better, and it's going to be, if it keeps going like it is, it will end up being one of the best leagues in Europe. But it's just got no matter it's a British league basically, and that's always what's going to set it back. And it's not until you break people's perceptions down that it's a British league, then it'll start getting taken seriously. And hopefully, like you said, these results, before teams have picked up one result, or I know a couple of years ago, I think Braid won 1, Steelers didn't win any, so that kind of didn't really help. Then Steelers only won 1 the very first year. I think Panthers only won 1. So like British teams, they just pick up these results right at the end. And for the Panthers to qualify and us to beat Davos and Vacua, maybe it's a bit like, hang on a minute, this league's it's getting better. So these teams need to start waking up and preparing so that they don't get embarrassed, as they like to call it, by these little British teams coming in. But we like that kind of underdog mentality. It's always suited British teams. So.
It's nice being underdogs.
Yeah, we'll keep it that way, and we'll keep surprising teams, hopefully.
Well, that's it from me.
Yeah, I think that's everything.
That's fantastic. Thank you for being here.
It's all right, no worries.
Thank you. Ben Bowns, everybody. Great. Thank you.
All right, cheers.
Thank you, Ben.
It's great.